What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode. So today we're still working on the Kawasaki. Like I said, my hair is all fucked up, but that's all right. Let me go ahead and show you guys exactly where we're at. So the bike has already been washed. There was a lot of oil residue that was right there on the brake calipers. Now our front brake reservoir already came in. The only thing is that this brake line is actually a little bit too short, so I'm gonna have to go and get a longer one just so I can go ahead and have enough to go ahead and plug it up. Our rear brake reservoir is actually still on the way, along with that little brake booster. Now, like I said, I did wash it up, cleaned it up. The tank has already been bolted in. Now I am waiting on the vinyl wrap to get here so I can go ahead and wrap that tank and the other two fairings that go right here. Now you could see that with time the bike has gotten very dirty, and the oil that was on some of the hoses really did build up, so some of that wasn't able to come off. But what I was able to actually do is I took the chain out. The chain, I don't know if you guys remember, it was really rusted. I actually put it in the same chemical, well, it's not a chemical, but that water-based rust removal solution that I put in the tank, and she's back to being black. Now that is lock, so I can go ahead and lock up the two sides of the chain, since I do have an extended swing arm. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now is go ahead and bolt it up. Now you do have to remove that little cover right there. They're actually 8mm bolts, which is those right there. They've already been removed, and I actually did clean up a little of the oil residue that was there. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now is run the chain through there, and we're gonna lock it up somewhere back here. And what we might actually end up doing also is leading out the front reservoir, and hopefully we can get the front brakes to work, because when I did get this bad girl running the first time after rebuilding her, I didn't have front brakes. So let's see if we can get those front brakes to engage. If you guys remember when I told y'all that I gashed myself, yeah, that's what happens when you're not careful. Or more like, that's what happens when you have penetrating fluid and you're trying to work one of those right there and it slips and it cuts you up. Alright guys, so chain is already on. Cap has been reinstalled. I greased up the, well, not greased up, but lubricated the chain with just a penetrating fluid. That's just simply because I had this on that rusting water-based treatment, and I didn't want it to flash rust, so I just sprayed it with penetrating oil. I know there's chain oil, but I didn't have that in my personal fluid reservoirs, so I just decided to spray that with the penetrating oil for now. So besides that, we had a small predicament. Basically, the clip that locks up the chain link pretty much gave out. I mean, I expected it to happen. It's already pretty old anyway, so I can get one of these at a motorcycle shop. $6 shouldn't be no problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave that with those vice grips on, and I'll wait till I can get that locked so I can put it back on. But what I did want to do today is, like I said, go ahead and get that cable, put some fluid on the reservoir, and see if we can bleed out the front brakes, and if we can actually install the exhaust that we ordered. That one is going to need some cutting though, so I need to see if I can salvage most of it. I don't really want to cut all of it, so I'm gonna have to bring out the exhaust and see where I actually want to put it. All right, so we dremeled a good portion of the exhaust pipe. That's just so we can get better clearance right here. I don't want the exhaust sticking out way too far out here, so I'm gonna go ahead and install this, slide this in, tighten it up, and see how good this length will do us. So a word of advice: do not wrap your headers without at least applying something that's going to protect them against rust, because these headers look like shit now because they have that on. They used to look like that exhaust pipe right there, but since they've been wrapped for a while now and they've actually gotten wet, and I mean, you kind of have to wonder, because this is a very difficult area to get wet. I mean, unless when it gets washed, but as you can see, it's it's made the headers look nasty. These used to look like a nice gold, purple, blue, greenish because of the heat, and now they look like shit. But I mean, lesson learned. 5 years, 4 years, who knows how long it's been that it's had these things, and it really left the exhaust system and the headers looking like shit. But oh well, lesson learned. Well, we broke that. The good thing is, I think we can still salvage this clamp.